Hi, it's 314 React here, and today we are looking at the new update from CS2, which has added in 4 new maps into the roster. That is Palacio, Rooftop, Transit, and Golden. We are going to be looking at Palacio, which is based on a real place in Portugal. Not going to be looking at Transit or Rooftop as they are part of Wingman, and I don't really play that, although I may start playing it just to look at it in another video. So Golden and Palacio are the ones that have been added to competitive, casual, and deathmatch. So let's dive in and see how the map looks and plays. This map was a community map created by Coachi, KlixX, and Slimek, or Slimek. So here we are. Already looks really amazing. It has that lovely CS2 color palette and looks fairly realistic to how this place actually looks like in real life. I actually visited here probably about 10 years ago. There's quite a few differences in the architecture because obviously you need to make it playable with CS2, so there has to be lanes and certain areas for the bomb points and stuff like that. Now this area is really nice because it has a lovely stained glass window in here, and if you approach it, you can actually see the light coming in from the outside here. And what it does is actually render onto the weapon. So I think there's like a little light map there. So if we get a better gun, you can see exactly how that lighting accurately is displayed on the gun. So I think that's a really nice pre-rendered CS2 light map. The only issue is that you can see it doesn't produce a shadow when the character walks through it. So that must just be a light map on the textures there, light map on the gun, with no shadowing being done. That must just be for performance reasons. You can see there's certain areas here that aren't accessible, but the majority of it you can walk around, and you've got that really lovely clock tower there. Little stairs there you can't quite access. And you've got internal rooms like this that just look incredible because of the CS2 path tracing. Got the really nice ambient occlusion shadows, even on these little details here on the doors. Little shadow behind the chair there. That lighting just looks fantastic. There's a little room here. This door you can actually open. I find that out later when playing the game. And those plates can be smashed as well, which I also find out later when playing the game. The path tracing makes the internal to external areas look really flawless and seamless. Nice texture details here. Another little doorway back there that you can't access. And some nice little random bits of art scattered around, which again start to look photorealistic because of the path tracing. And another little area in there you can't quite access. And some really nice shiny floors in this, lots and lots of shiny floors, much like the shiny floors in CSS like Dust. Another piece of artwork there. And there's a cube map here with a slightly flat area on it. You can see it's a 3D area in there, but on the cube map it's just kind of flat. Like there's no depth in that left area. That's fine, you're not really going to notice that too much. Also notice there's a little blue light in the cube map here, which doesn't appear to be reflecting from anywhere. So yeah, you can't see any sort of blue light that would be causing that until we go through here and see these windows, and then you realise that the cube map was obviously built with these windows in mind, and that's why you can see a little blue light. So that's kind of a limitation of using cube maps. But other than that, it looks great. Little detailed areas like that. Nice little ambient occlusion. Nice subtle shininess on the wall there. Which looks really fantastic. And a classic sort of cube map, specular shiny look there. Very reminiscent of CSS. The colour palette is just great with this. It reminds me of Grails, but a lot more realistic. And you've got the water here with a really nice shader effect in it, which causes some disturbance in the water when you shoot it or walk through it. And you can see it slowly return to normal and get less cloudy. So again, really nice attention to detail there with a nice cube map in it. Looking down at some of the areas that you can see but can't get to. So that's the entrance to the castle. Some really nice bounce lighting there from the pre-rendered path tracing. And again, you can see those sort of entrance areas. And a bit more shiny floor there, which just looks really fantastic. So let's check out some actual gameplay. Alrighty, so you can see the classic CS2 bots all bunching up here. I don't think that's a fault of the map pathing or anything like that. I think that's just the CS2 bots being the CS2 bots. Of course, I'm playing offline as I always do because I would be terrible online. But we'll be able to see all the little areas that you can sneak around and all the pathing. I thought this map may be a little bit complicated, like Piranesi or Chateau in CSS, but it's actually not too bad. Here you can even see a little bit of interactivity with those candles falling over. I'm kind of not used to that level of physics in anything post CSS, so it's really nice to see it. And then I get distracted. So you can see a nice little path up there where you can block out the smokes and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not like some sort of Counter-Strike expert, but I can at least appreciate those sort of things. And here you can see the smashing of the plates again. Nice little interactivity. So then I spend the rest of the level kind of messing around sometimes, trying to find extra things that can break. We've seen a few of these things before, like plant pots that can be smashed, but it's not always consistent. And it's not quite as disruptive as the physics were in CSS, of course. So again, you can see a nice little kind of point here. We can go up those stairs and use it to get a vantage point. So that's really, really cool. And you can use it to get around behind the enemies there. And with a nicely placed little smoke there as well. And then we throw a grenade into the water here to see what that does to the shader. And you can really see the nice ripples and the cloudiness there from the shader. And there's another example of one of the bots being the CS2 bots. This area is really, really nice. And again, nice little bit of detritus in the corner there. Nice little bit of extra detail and some extra physics interactivity. It looks like the bot got really confused there. And now we're playing as the T's just to see how different it is from their side. Again, the bot's bunching up. But yeah, I did find it fairly easy to find my way around to points A and B. And there were lots of cool opportunities for smoking out different areas like this. And you can even see I think some of the lighting from the wall there affecting the color of that smoke, making the smoke kind of yellow. That was kind of cool. Another usage of smoke up here, another little path to go up. Because I remember playing CSS and Condition 0 and really struggling with some of the maps to find the A and B points and getting really, really lost. But then maybe that was just me being terrible at the game. But this map, I didn't find myself getting lost. There's the door open. The bot opened it there. So that's another way to sneak through, which is really, really cool. And you can see more shiny floor. And I just love those little parallax occlusion mapped bullets there. Here we are defending point B, which gives some really interesting angles to be attacked and defend. Panicked a little bit there and almost took out my own teammate. Oh, I just love how that smoke looks, it's so good. And here's a cool little entrance here. Just flashbang that dude. Go around here. Again, the bots aren't the smartest in this, and I have used commands to set them to the highest difficulty. So you can smoke that little area out, but you still have like weak points up here where you can be attacked from. And plenty of entrance points. Really does have a feel of an old Condition 0 map. And here we are doing another little fly through. You can see a little bit more of the detail of the map, some of the areas that get culled where you can't see. And some really nice pre-rendered path tracing here, that soft lighting coming through those umbrellas. Some really nice cube mapping there. And these little corners here with the ambient occlusion, the shininess on the tiles. Some of the areas just look borderline photorealistic. It's just incredible. I'd love to see this map at night as well. And here we go. Up to the clock tower. And another little area that I don't think you can get to. So it's just like this little blank room in here. Another little gated area through here. And here we are into the stained glass window room. When we go through, you can see the outside window is actually misaligned with the inside window, which is quite funny. And it's not something you notice until you actually really look. It must just be for reasons of getting the map to be playable in a certain way. They must have had to move that floor up or down. The really nice lights here. Again, part of that pre-rendered path tracing pipeline. Some nice soft lighting through here. I don't think I actually went through this area in gameplay, but it's really nice detail. Even nice little details like this, little pipes coming out of the walls there. It's a really nice area here as well. Again, can't get up here. It just looks really nice. And the softness of these lights, really, really nice. You can even see some dust around these lights here just floating around as well, which just gives it a little bit of extra detail. There's a little room you can't get in here, but the windows are really dark and it's lit in a way that makes it look like it's nighttime, which looks really fantastic. And there's a little cube map in that glass there when you go on the outside, nicely lit up there. I'd love to see a nighttime version of this map. That'd be really cool. This internal little pink area looks incredible. And to the outside area with that lovely blue sky. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Got that really distant sort of landscape as well. There's also lots of hidden fish around here. I found two of them. One on the roof here, and then one in this bin. Don't know what that's about. Must just be one of the devs putting in little Easter eggs. Nice little statue there. And here's one of the areas up the entrance. I think I remember coming up this way when I came here in real life about 10 years ago. But you can't access it when playing the map. Looks like they may have had a CT start down there with those little trucks at one point, and then they possibly decided not to. And then we have the distant shots. We can see the landscape and the trees, and that was CS2 Palacio community map that's now in the competitive roster. So thank you for watching. Comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit the little bell. It really helps the channel. There's a new video every week on tech and video games. Hope everyone's staying safe, and I will see you in the next video.